Hello, welcome to Introduction of Business Online offered by the College of Lake County. My name is Dr. George Mochocki. So what do we have this week? This is our last week. You didn't think you'd ever see this day. And this may be the last, this will be the last live recording you have from me. So what do we have this week? We have one forum. If I open it week 7, it'll be available for you tomorrow around 8 o'clock. You have one forum. 2 Connect assignments worth 40 points. The forms worth 20 points. Your feasibility paper is due this Saturday, and it's worth 150 points. So a total you're going to have of 210 points this week. So let's click in to see what we have for this week. Okay, so you got print the overview. Make sure you always print your overview. It gives a general idea what the chapter's about, what I'm asking for in the written documentation. Make sure you look at you're already looking at this short YouTube, so you already have a general concept of what I'm looking for, and it'll be my last signing off with you when we finish the short clip. Okay, so you're going to have this. You're going to have one last form. Now, on this form, it's worth 20 points. It's going to be kind of like a minor form or a major form. You could type in and say, Dr. George, I have no questions on the exam or on the feasibility paper, and that's it. Or you could type in and ask questions. Either I will respond to you with the questions. That means after you look at your feasibility research update, all the information, the PowerPoint, and then you don't have any questions. Don't come and ask me questions. I'm going to say, did you look at the PowerPoint? Did you look at the concept map? Did you look at my short video clip? Did you look at how to submit it to the video clip? If you haven't done that, mine's not to. I've done all this to prepare you within the week. Okay, so you're already ready. You already know what you've been, what's required. Those of you who have been very active within the forums, you've already been building on your paper. So this is the final capstone of this course is your feasibility paper. Okay, so you have the forum. You could just say no questions, and that's it. You are still required to check the forms just like we would before daily. You don't have to respond. You just have to check to make sure that there are some questions that somebody else presented and then say, I didn't think about that. Let me read that. Or, oh, I know the answer to that. Let me help her or him. Remember, last week we had, we're looking at the personal finance, credit, and everything else, and student loans. And you were so I could just feel the emotion in your writing, from the stories, from experience, from, hey, I didn't know that happened, or this is what happened to me, or this is how I get out of debt, or this is how I got my first credit card, or some of you have got your credit cards and your, what do you call it, and already brought a home or an apartment or a condo. So remember, so it's an easy form. If you don't state nothing, you don't even log in, you'll get 0 points. We've already been through, all right? So we're good at the form. You have 2 concepts. 2 Connect homework, not the Learning Smarts, or the easier ones. And you're going to have 2 separate ones. One Chapter 19 worth 20 points, and one in Chapter 20 worth 20 points. Go through them. If I were you, I'll get rid of them right off the bat. Get them done either on Monday or Tuesday in between, and then start working on your paper so you could turn that in this Friday or Saturday. All right? And so you have that. You have to, before you do the Connect, take a look at these Chapter 19 and 20, the real short clips that I present to you about the subject matter, just to give you a general idea how it all fits in, and utilizing the concept maps, then do the Connect, and then get that done, and then we'll go back to the research paper. Now, you've written your research paper. You've talked to the students within the forum. You already know what you have to do. How do I submit it? I will not accept any research papers submitted through the email. That's not how I do it. It has to be submitted through Blackboard. I have, Blackboard also has a thing is, to make sure it checks on plagiarism. It's also one way that I know I could do all my editing and everything else without me opening up the documents. I don't have any kind of virus or anything on my home computer. It also allows me to send it back to you if there's any kind of notes or any kind of comments, so you have everything else. It's a paper trail. This is how you submit it. If it's an email, I may not be opening up email. This is final week for me. Also, I have a lot of papers coming in. I only utilize the papers through here. So if it's an email, and then if your attachment sometimes may not go through, this way I know it goes through because it'll give me an indicator. So what do? I go into my feasibility folder here, and here you're going to have another folder. This is an assignment folder, and it says click here. Now you're going to click on here, and here's what's going to happen. You're going to read the rubrics. I go into that in a little bit. Make sure you see the rubric. What am I looking for? Remember, in the paper, what I'm looking for. It has to have so many, and we'll go through this, okay? But let me go in here. And you're going to browse your computer. By browsing computer is no different than if you'll be doing attaching an email. So you're going to browse your computer, you're going to click on here or something, and it's going to attach it. All right, so let's see if I just click on here. I'm going to browse it, and chapter this, and I'll just, it'll be attached. Now this is a PowerPoint. So, but what you'd want to do is find your paper that's a Word document. I don't want a PowerPoint. You're not doing a PowerPoint in this class, okay? So you browse my computer, and I'll go into principal. This is a different class I'm teaching, and let's see if I have something here. Here's a Word document, book. Let's see. A book logo, whatever, okay? So then you attach it, and that's all you have to do. And then you can put your comments in here. I don't want you to cut and paste it into this Word document. I do a lot of, it limits me for any kind of plagiarism, because I'm going to run this through. If I think that you've plagiarized and you've taken somebody else's paper or taken some information that you didn't cite properly, I run it through, and and your grades could be reduced adversely, or you will get 0 points if I feel that some other student already done this and you've copied somebody else's feasibility paper and claiming it as your own. That's illegal. That's basically cheating. All right, so you're going to come in here and say, Dr. George. Let's see, Dr. George, here is my paper. And what you'll basically do at that time, okay, what you'll do is at that time, then you'll hit submit. When you hit submit, it'll come to me. And in your grade book, you'll see a green asterisk. All that means you submitted something to me. It has to be in a Word document. If you're a Mac user and you don't have a Word document, save, and most of the newer Mac computers, Apple computers, have an option that you can save it as a Microsoft Word document. And if it doesn't have that option because you have an older computer, then you save it as a RTF file. And you save the attachment. Make sure in the file you have George Mochocki student, business, online, whatever section. Are we good? And if you go into your business feasibility paper, I have it how I go through the whole process as a student, so it'll be a little more in detail than I'm doing it here. And you submit it, and we're all done. If it's not in a Word document, and what I'll do is I'll open up, I'll grade it, and I'll give it back to you, okay? So that's all you have to do on that. And basically, if I look at that, see where we're at, we have everything done. So that will take care of my 150 points. Oh, let me go back in here. I forgot to show you this. I go in here when we go into feasibility paper. I jumped out. I was ready to finish. Okay. We're going to come in here. Remember, again, you're going to drop it off here. And before you even go, print this out. Look at what it is. You're going to view the rubric. The rubric is how I'm going to grade you. You're going to get 10 points, especially executive summary. You have to have an executive summary. What's this about? This is going to be opening. This is your abstract if you're taking English. What's going to catch my attention to read this document of yours? So here's my executive summary. So it has some detail, not much, but just enough detail so when you go into the different supported 7 headers that goes into the marketing and the finance and everything else and the recommendation, it's all in there. So you have to have this. That's worth 10 points. Okay, and then your different the headers. After each header, if I have one of the headers when you look at marketing, it says marketing. Make sure you have the header identified as marketing, and don't make it flow like it would be a story. This is a business type of a format presented to me in a business modified for a college level course. So you would have the different headers because I'm grading you on each individual headers, and you'll get all that information when you do the look at the what do you call it? Make sure your feasibility research information folder I have. I keep on clicking on here. Okay, so that's worth 25 points. Now market analysis, new product services, right? Venue and everything else. That's worth 18 points, and that is the gist of all this is basically your marketing evaluation and everything else. Is there something that this business could be sustainable? Price revenue, okay? So that's worth basically another 18 points. Marketing and advertising, 18 points. Staff and outsourcing, okay, 18 points. Your recommendation plan. You have to give me a recommendation plan. After you did all this feasibility research, does it make sense to go to the next level and open a business plan and do all that detail. You know, right now you're doing a lot of assumptions and you're doing the research and data doesn't make sense. When you go on a business plan, you're going to give me all the detail. What for every employee you have, you're going to have a job description, job specification. That's the next step. So in this recommendation plan, you say, after I did this research, my recommendation, and it has to be as strong as your executive summary, because this is your last closing argument. Your recommendation, yes, I think we should go with this project. Yes, we should go with this project, but not in Grays Lake. We should go in Barrington, or we should go down south, or we should go to another county, whatever. And why? Not just because you don't want it. You have to give me the rationale why. Why? Okay? And then your references. Remember, you have to have 6 or more references. I'm not always looking at academic references at this stage of feasibility research, because you're looking at the government data. You're looking at what do you call it? The different websites. You're looking at different community. You're looking at your vendors. You're looking at your competition. You're doing some surveys. You're utilizing a lot of secondary data for your references. Sure, you could have academic references if it makes sense for in this paper. You have to have it. Then I'm looking at your spelling words. I don't care how many pages. It has to be 2,400 or more words, and then you'll get points on that. Now, business terms and concept. For every one of the headers, I'm looking at least 5 business terms and concepts out of your paper, out of the reading in there, and it should be in both so I can identify it. And that basically takes care of your rubrics, all right? So I'm going to exit the rubrics, and we're all done. And that is it for this week, right? It's going to be a busy week. And now, after this week is done, your paper is going to be due Friday or Saturday. I forget what it is in the syllabus. I don't have it in front of me. And then the following week, I'll open up the final exam, either Saturday in the evening or Sunday. I'll open up the exam. You will have from Sunday to Tuesday. It's a one-time deal. I mean, it's your time, so you could work on the time that you think is flexible for you. But it's set up for 3 hours. You have 100 questions. There are multiple choice, and it's no different than taking this exam if you'd be taking in a face-to-face class. You'll just take the exam, you'll click on it, you'll just get a raw score. You'll not get which questions you got right, you'll not get which questions are wrong. This is a departmental final. That's how to keep the integrity of the exam. And that will be opened up after, your papers will be due Friday or Saturday. And I'm thinking about like Saturday, I'll open it up. So some people want to get it all done so they don't have to worry about next week. But it has to be done by Tuesday, because this class is officially closed on Tuesday. So if you don't have anything done, or if you turn your papers in later and everything else, I start taking points off. All right? But otherwise, I think you've done real well in this class. I know it was a lot of work, and since this is my last week that we'll be doing a live recording from me, I want to thank you all for all of your good forums. Thank you for your diligence. Thank you for doing a good job. And trust me, I learned as much out of the forums as I hopefully you learned from me. And enjoy your break. Spend time with your family and friends. And then I'll probably see you in another class. I teach other classes here, sometimes online, sometimes face-to-face. But majority, I usually teach the introduction to business, face-to-face and online, and principles of management as a hybrid, just half online and half face-to-face. So that's it for this week. You have a lot of work to do. My recommendation is open up your slate if you can, and try to do as much work as you possibly can. Some of you have other classes, so if you've been diligent in doing the work and building up on this feasibility when we're doing the forums, this should be a breeze for you. All right, so enjoy your break, and I enjoy seeing all of you, at least in the picture. Some of you I ran into when in the hallways at the College of Lake County. But that's it. So that's I'm signing off, and wish you all the best of luck. Okay, bye.